This tutorial is purposely going to look at how to share documents in your Google Drive account. And of course, the reason why you want to share your documents is so that others would have access to them and have the rights to do so. Think about this as being comparable to how we used to email documents as an attachment to an email. The recipient of the email would get the email, open it up, and see your attachment at the bottom. They open the attachment and they instantly have access to the document. Well, Drive works a little bit different because, first of all, it's cloud-based, which means it's on the internet. But secondly, it's kind of blocked behind your account. So you purposely have to give others access to view and modify the document that you want to share. So let's take a look at this. If you were just in some of the previous tutorials, you'll notice some of the documents here that I have already converted. So let's look purposely at sharing a Google format document, because ultimately I want you to be thinking about how you're going to share these documents with your students. And of course, we would want your students to have access to the Google format so that they can open that in their Google Drive account and that they can do all their modifications within the Drive account. So I am going to open this document. You'll probably recognize it. This was what we just discussed with, sometimes the formatting doesn't come over perfectly. But regardless, here it is. In the upper right-hand corner is the Share button. So when I click on this, you have a couple of options to make about sharing. First of all, so let's take a look at this. We'll look at the link here in a minute. But who has access and what kind of access they have is what we're going to take a look at. So let's click on this change link. Notice that there are visibility options, which basically just means how are your viewers going to access your document. Public on the web means anyone can find it, accidentally stumble over it, no sign-in is required, it's out there and it's available for everyone. Now your next options I think are probably going to be more along the lines of what it is that most of us are going to be using most of the time. And the first one is anyone with the link. Okay, so that means you purposely are going to provide the link to your document. And you can provide that through a document, through an email, even posting to your Moodle course. But then notice your next two options are specifically only the people who sign in with their center email address. Okay, so that makes it just that much more secure than anyone with the link. An email couldn't accidentally be forwarded to someone else and then, that person outside of our center domain accidentally or not hit your document. So anyway, these two are self-explanatory. Anyone in the district can find and access, or anyone in the district with the link. That just means that it's that much more secure. Your viewer has to purposely access your document through a link before they can have access to it. Private is exactly that. Only people explicitly granted permission can access it. And that means they are going to have to sign into their Drive account. And it also means you have a lot of, I won't say a lot, but you purposely enter full email addresses to the people that you want to grant access to your document. So I think for most of us, for most of the time, the easiest one is going to be people in the district with the link. Now, the second option that you have to make, second decision maybe you have to make is once they access the document, what are you going to give them rights to do? Can they edit it? Can they only comment on it? Or can they just view it, right? That's kind of a read-only option. So let's talk about this for a minute. Let's say we give someone the option to edit it. You are providing access to one single document. And if you allow someone in the district with the link to be able to edit it, everyone is going to be editing that single document that you share out. this is ideal if you and a colleague are putting together a presentation or working on developing a policy or that sort of thing, right? I think you can see the benefit of that. Both of you are making changes to the exact same document. You both can see the changes each other have made. You don't have to have this trail of emails going back and forth, trying to keep track of which document is the most updated and that sort of thing. Okay, but now let's consider what happens if you want to share, if this document that you want to share is a template for your students. Now, this is no longer quite as ideal because every student is going to be making changes on top of everyone else to that one document. And in that case, you definitely only want your kids to be able to view it. What that means is it's going to open in a docs format, but it's going to be essentially read only, and it's going to force your kids to save a copy of this one template that you're sending out. So for the sake of my example, we're going to leave this as anyone in the district with the link and can only view. And then I'm just going to click Save to that. Now remember, this is all cloud-based, it's all online, and so we are sharing links, right? So here is the link that has all of that code in there. Somehow this link says only people at Center who have the link can only view this document. So I'm going to copy this because I'm going to post it right now into my Moodle course. And then I'm just going to click Done to this. So here's my Moodle course. Here's where I'm kind of experimenting with a lot of different documents. I have a label that I put in here and I called Project Templates. And now instead of uploading a file like you would if you just want your kids to be able to view a document, you're going to post to a URL, right? And that's a website. So I'm going to select URL. I'm going to call this class template. My description is going to be template. And here I'm just going to paste that web address that I just copied. Remember, you have options of how it is that you want this to open. And since it's a website, I prefer to have it open in a pop-up. I'm just going to scroll to the bottom and save and return this to the course. Now, what this is going to do is, actually, I'm logged into my Drive account. I'm going to pause this video for a minute, and I'm going to log out and log in as a as a student. Okay, so I have logged back into my Moodle course as a student. You can see here's where I just posted my class template file. When I click on it, the kids are going to get this pop-up window that's going to ask them to log in. So let me enter my sample student. And you can't think when you think I can't talk when I know what I'm typing? It's even worse when I don't. Okay, so here we go. So here I am logged in as a student in the district, and this is the template that I just shared out, and I am not able, you can hear me typing and clicking, I'm not able to edit and modify this document. Remember, we gave them rights to view only. So here's where students are forced to make a copy. So once you've shared this document, all students are going to have to launch it, go to File, make a copy. They can enter a copy of whatever, enter a name of whatever it is that they want it to be. So let's call this class template. And then I'm just going to click OK. And what this does is it's going to load this document in this student's Drive account. And so now he can get in and he can continue adding his thoughts, right? You get the idea. Okay, everything still applies, right? Everything is instantly saved. It's his own copy. He's renamed it. The template is his and ready for his modifications. Try this out. Let me know if you have questions.